What's up, everybody? It's your boy Brandon Blakeney, aka Brandon Lee TV, back at it again with another banger for y'all people, man. I appreciate all the beautiful people subscribing, commenting, liking, sharing, showing love. On the last video, we talked about Caitlin Clark's decision to declare for the draft and exactly why. We heard from my boy Nick Cousin, the Iowa insider out there in Iowa City. So definitely go check out that one. But also last night, LSU and South Carolina, the two-headed monster in the SEC, got it in and won big. Now, Don Staley talked about the decision to sub in Sanaya Fagan and move Chloe Kitts to coming off the bench. So we'll get a little bit of insight on that, as well as Coach Kim Mulkey praising Haley Van Lith after she has led LSU in scoring her last two games. And also the impact that Angel Reese has had on LSU. Could her college career be coming to an end? We'll talk about it, but before we get into all that, make sure to hit that subscribe button for all the latest and the greatest, and join our memberships. We got that exclusive content coming daily, weekly, whenever you need it. Now, let's get into it.
You are now locked into the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Here is your host, Brandon Blakeney.
So South Carolina continues to roll. They have been beating teams by 30 plus all year. They picked up the win 98-61 against Arkansas. And man, I tell you, the first quarter it was close. Arkansas came out swinging and they kept pace for a quarter. Then it got ugly in the second quarter, and South Carolina never really looked back, outscoring them 21-9 in the second, 24-20 in the third, and 27-10, putting the dagger in them in the fourth quarter, man. South Carolina shot an impressive 60.6% from the field, 40 of 66 compared to Arkansas's 33.3. They doubled them up, y'all. On the other side, the three-point, South Carolina continues to shoot that rock, 42%, 42.1, 8 of 19, dang near 50% from the three. They've been hot lately. Arkansas was out there chucking, though, y'all. They shot 41 threes, only hit 8 of them. South Carolina's defense, got to give them credit for that. South Carolina did leave 7 points at the free throw line. We keep talking about those free throws, and, you know, it could end up being their downfall. I'm just saying. That's something to monitor because they've been really inconsistent. If we talk about one weakness, one chink in the armor, it has definitely been that free throw shooting. We got to keep it real. They dominated the boards, though. 53 rebounds compared to Arkansas's 21. Ridiculous. They did a good job of limiting Arkansas to one shot per possession, grabbing 39 defensive rebounds. They were sharing the rock as well, 23 assists. You know what I'm saying? What we've grown accustomed to seeing for them. They did commit 14 turnovers, though, compared to Arkansas's 11. So that is a little something to monitor, too. Along with the free throw shooting, the turnovers. Hasn't cost them yet, but definitely something to monitor when you talk about potential issues with this South Carolina team. Now, Sanaya Fagan got the start, had 7 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists. Pretty solid game. Camila Cardoso coming back after missing 2, feeling way more well-rested. Her minutes were monitored, though. She only played 16 minutes. Still, though, scored 11 points, had an assist and 3 rebounds. Tahina Pow continues to let that thing fly. 8 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds. Old reliable. Led the team in minutes as well. Bree Hall, 4 points, 2 assists, 1 rebound. Raven Johnson, the stat sheet stuffer, the utility guard for this group, 4 points. She doesn't have to do a lot of scoring because she's out there throwing 7 assists and crashing the glass with 6 rebounds. Ashlyn Watkins, her and Malaysia Fulwiley are scrapping for this 6th Player of the Year award. Watkins, 21 points in 21 minutes, 11 rebounds. And Coach Don Staley talked about why Watkins didn't get the start, but we'll listen to that a little later. Tessa Johnson, this South Carolina bench, though, the freshman, 12 points off the bench. She has been shooting that rock really well from 3 as of late. 5 rebounds. She continues to be an active participant on the glass. Great game from her. One of her better games. Malaysia Fulwiley, who we also mentioned is competing for that 6th Player of the Year award. 17 points, 2 assists, 4 boards in 18 minutes of play, getting it done. Chloe Kitts, who is the typical starter at the 4 for this group, coming off the bench, had 10 points, 2 assists, 5 boards in 17 minutes of play. And you just love to see it. Sakima Walker also got some action, 8 minutes, and she scored 4 points and 2 rebounds as well. So everybody eats. Everybody getting a chance to eat and do their thing. And we mentioned the change in the starting lineup, and Coach Don Staley spoke about that as well as just, the game overall. She also spoke about the future of these seniors on this group and what Camila Cardoso's draft outlook is and potentially, what she's telling her and sharing information-wise.
Everything's good. Chloe's good.
And then what went into the decision to put Sanaya in that place, and how do you feel like she responded?
Actually, the decision was to put Ash in the starting lineup because that's what we do. But we wanted to make sure that we don't put her in a situation where she doesn't qualify for the 6th player. So that's why the technical took place. So we wanted to make sure, and we don't know what the rules are. I think it's a third of the games, and we don't. That would have been her 6th start. So good thing we caught it in time, and we made the decision to change and put Fagan in. And Fagan played great. Fagan was absolutely great in her starting role for us, and it's a tribute to her just staying the course. Like, your numbers call, and she thrived in it. But Chloe will be starting Sunday. What are you thinking? I mean, then you provide information, I think Camilla's a lock to be top 5. Powell, I think Powell can get in the first round. Sakima, probably not any looks. So, I mean, that's what I'm hearing from like WNBA personnel. So I give them that information and then let them decide, let them sleep on it, process it, and figure out what's best for them and support it.
So great things from South Carolina. Some players have decided to come back. We heard it from Paige Beckers. Some are thinking about going to the NBA or are going to the WNBA. Caitlin Clark, Cameron Brink, said she's still undecided. We haven't heard anything from Camila Cardoso, so it'll be interesting to monitor because I do think she is a lock for a top 5 pick, and her game will excel better in the WNBA. She's got pro tape with Brazil, and she's got phenomenal college tape as well with South Carolina. South Carolina, one more game left. They will host a scrappy and hungry Tennessee squad led by Rakia Jackson. They've already beat this team once. Tennessee played them pretty tough, though. We got to admit. Tennessee played them pretty tough that first game, and then just ran out of gas. So they'll get another crack at it, this time in Columbia. On the other side, the number 2 team in the SEC, LSU, continues their winning ways, blowing out Georgia 80-54. And how about the rise of Haley Van Lith these last couple games? I saw y'all in the comments. People had mixed reviews, mixed feelings. I told y'all, though, she was the X factor. We heard about her being inconsistent, but the last 2 games, she has stepped up, led this team in scoring, has only committed 1 turnover, and she's playing her best basketball of the year at the perfect time. LSU picked up the dub. We mentioned 80-54. They started out hot, putting up 24 points in the first quarter. In the second quarter, the defense kicked in, holding Georgia to 8 points. They held them under 10 for 2 quarters, which is very impressive on the defensive side. If they're locking up like this, I'm just saying. They just continue to dominate, put the dagger in them in the fourth, 20-9. Georgia did try to make that push in the third quarter, outscoring LSU 22-15, but LSU getting it done, notching another one under their belts. From the field, looking at the numbers, LSU shot 45.1% from the field, 5 of 17 from 3, kind of yucky there. They held Georgia to 36.2 from the field goal, and also held them to 33.3% from the 3. We expected them to win this battle on the glass, and they continue to dominate behind their strong, energized, hyperactive forwards. They out-rebound the Bulldogs 43-35, And nice on the defensive side, 26 rebounds. They also had 17 assists. You love to see that, and only 9 turnovers. And hey, we got to credit Haley Van Lith for her play. She's really been stepping it up as of late, leading LSU in scoring the last 2 games. She had 18 points, 4 assists in 32 minutes of play. Anissa Morrow getting back active into her normal form, 16 and 10, 5 assists, and that's what we're accustomed to seeing from her. The walking double-double, Angel Reese, 17 points, 2 assists, 15 rebounds. Flage being the ultimate stat sheet stuffer, glue player for this group. 14 points, 3 assists, 5 rebounds for her. Just an overall solid effort, and she continues to be the best perimeter defender on this team. And the starting 5 played huge minutes. We have not seen Las Tarapoa's minutes cut this short, or Del Rosario's minutes cut this short since like the beginning of the season. All 5 starters scored double figures. All 5 starters play over 30 minutes in this game, man. They are going the Tom Thibodeau route, wearing them starters out, but hey, it worked this time, and it's worked for them a lot of the season. So you wonder if the bench will continue to get active. I mean, we did see more players than usual getting off the bench and getting some quick, garbage time minutes. Not really valuable playing time by any means, but LSU did empty the clip, man, put their bench in for some time. But the starters, heavy minutes. I wonder if that trend continues. You got to wonder if that trend continues with this group. Will they rely on Las Tarapoa to play more of the point guard? With Haley Van Lith playing like this, though, you don't want to mess with it. I mean, we got to look at the last 2 games combined and the way that she has really stepped up for this team. Kim Mulkey noted Haley Van Lith had just 1 turnover with 4 assists and a team-high 18 points. The last 2 games combined, she has 44 points and 7 assists to just 1 turnover in 69 minutes of play. She's figuring it out. It's coming together. She's hitting that stride where we knew she would get to at some point. She has been one of the most scrutinized women's college athletes, period, and one of the most scrutinized basketball players all year. And compared to Angel Reese, her name has been in the headlines as well, just because of a lack of production. She's averaging a career high in assists. Now she's finding her scoring balance. She's looking settled, and I felt like a switch would have to flip eventually. They're getting to that point where it's the last regular season game coming up. They got a conference tournament they're trying to win. They got a national title they're trying to defend. We needed to see more production. And we heard from Coach Kim Mulkey, who has praised Haley Van Lith, but also spoke about the big thing of Angel Reese's impact at LSU since coming there.
That quickly. That would be my thought process. Kim, sit back at night and think about, with the NIL rules, the transfer portal rules, and all of these things that are going on that are great for women's basketball, and in particular LSU. Who's done it in a year? Right? Who has ever done that their first year in college? Well, what did they do? Well, she won a national championship. She's, y'all help me, whatever you call it on social media and NIL world and millionaire and all that stuff. Breaks Sylvia Fowles' record in her first year. The things that she did in 1 year are pretty impressive. Now, you've got players who have done it over the course of a career, to the second year or the third year or the fourth year. Now, she didn't do it by herself. She'll quickly tell you that. But the impact of what we did her first year here, I'd like for y'all to do some research. And again, she didn't do it by herself. This Angel will tell you, this isn't the Angel Reese show. She'll tell you that. Just look at the Tennessee game. One of the greatest things she ever did was she came to the huddle and she looked at her teammates and she said, y'all got to cover for me today. Y'all got to do it. I need help today. She knew she was missing shots. Who's got the I don't even call it the competitiveness. It's just recognizing that, and that's the part people don't see of Angel Reese.
And that's some high praise for Coach Kim Mulkey, man. But definitely shout out for this group, this starting five. We know what they're capable of, but playing all the minutes, I don't know how long you can last like that, especially when you're going up teams against depth. We expect them to see South Carolina in that SEC championship game where, I'm assuming South Carolina will be favored. Now, this matchup will be on a neutral court. So I'm very interested to see this matchup. And, these teams have already played each other once. On one end, it's hard to beat a team twice. LSU has that championship DNA. On the other side, South Carolina still has the depth, and they didn't play nearly their best game against LSU that first time around. We didn't see South Carolina play an A-plus game. Does Angel Reese foul out of this game? Does that change anything? There's a lot of questions, but I'm excited to see it if they can both run the gauntlet and get to that championship game. We gotta see, but a lot of good basketball being played for both of these teams. I think they're both playing their best basketball of the year right now. We still may have not seen South Carolina's best overall game. I don't think we've seen LSU's best overall game. But the defensive intensity, I love seeing that. They're more locked in. They're more engaged. There's this sense of urgency with LSU right now that you can see within the starters. And Coach Kim Mulkey is just fiery as ever, getting her team ready, got the troops ready to run through a wall for her once again. Nobody, remember last year, around this time, nobody, I don't care who you are, I don't even care if you live in the bayou, nobody had LSU winning the national title last year. Nobody. I don't care what your bracket looked like. You ain't have LSU win the national title. And this feels like kind of the same situation where they're being overlooked. They're in this underdog role even as the defending champions. They have as much talent as anybody in the nation. They look primed to make a run. Haley Van Lith is the X factor this team needs, and I continue to stand on that. I will die on that hill. Y'all, come at me if you want to. I get it. Some may feel different, but LSU fans, I know y'all seeing what's going on. Come on now. Anybody, even Stevie Wonder, could see it. Come on. They are coming together. They are hitting their stride. The starting five is gelling. And I think, too, we know the benefits of getting that bench involved. But this team hasn't played as many games together, this starting five, as many starting fives. So getting them this extra playing time together, this extra chemistry, I think will be very beneficial for them as a unit heading into the SEC tournament as well as heading into that NCAA tournament. But y'all let me know. It's March, baby. Welcome to March. It's time for the madness. Y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comments about all the latest and the greatest. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Holla at your boy. Until next time, hey, we out.